what the big deal about Cracker Jack is. Did you ever go and buy a pack of Cracker Jack thinking you're going to get a prize and find no prize in the box?
You got to be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me.
Freehand is beating his net at the plate. Crawford is over there watching. Good see, sir. You're in the wrong seat, buddy. Come on. Oh, I must be in the front row.
Well, we're through the winter meetings. I'm a little underwhelmed, but yeah, you pointed out there was an inordinate amount of big deals signed, which is surprising considering we're going most likely into a work stoppage in 27. So I thought there'd be a lot of 1-year deals signed, which there have been actually. But yeah, the big deals of Alonso and Schwarber and who else am I missing?
I had the tracker up and it just reloaded.
Oh,
we're
a little rusty over here.
Sorry. But even as soon as I get this up here, even some of the non-big names, you're getting these multi-year signings. And like you said, there are a decent amount of 1-year deals, but there are 2 and 3 year signings still too. Like, Merrill Kelly went back to Arizona on a 2-year deal, which is kind of funny that, it's one of those sign and trade away to Texas and then re-sign him and get him back in the off season, which is kind of funny. But
Dylan Cease was the big one that
that's
I
right.
forgot. And that's a shocking one. It's more money than he's worth, but that's what you have to do these days.
7-year, 210.
7 years. Yeah.
7-year, 210. Now, to me, I guess in some of these, when you get to like the 5 and the 7 and you get those really large ones, at the end of the day, 1-year work stoppage doesn't really affect those contracts overall, right?
Well, I think the way it works, and that might be why we're overstating it a bit, is if there is, I'm not sure exactly, if there's a lockout, that year just doesn't count. Like that just gets pushed back to the next year, or it gets prorated if they come back, partway through that season or whatever. But I'm a little confused by that because you'd think the players would have a grievance with that because they're being locked out because the owners are choosing to it's not a work stop. It's not a strike. If the players went on strike, then they don't get paid, and that's the owners can pocket that money, I guess. But if they're doing the lockout, I don't know how that works. Like, it just gets them out of having to pay that whole time. So I'm not sure about the legalese in that, and maybe that's collectively bargained after the fact. They figure that part out in the negotiations, but so that might be a factor. But I think in general, I mean, these are the big names. There's most of the big names are still out there. Of course, Kyle Tucker is still unsigned, which I think his price tag is going down by the minute. So I don't know. I guess.
Well, here's some of the ones. So like Tyler Rogers signed a 3-year, $37 million deal with the Blue Jays. By the way, the Blue Jays are now in the upper echelon of spending like the fucking Dodgers.
They've got money.
Suarez went to the Braves for a 3-year, $45 million deal.
I forgot about that one. Yeah.
Yeah. That's it's this Braves nab. They got Yastrzemski for 2 years, $23 million. We talked about Pete Alonso 5 at $155. The Schwarber deal, which I was really hoping he was going to go somewhere on the American League. Oh, Diaz for the Dodgers, 3 years, $69 million. Edwin Diaz.
That is a huge deal.
That is
the biggest deal for a closer ever, a relief pitcher ever, I think.
Yeah.
The most money, at least.
So, I mean, remember that Cody Ponce was a 3-year, $30 million deal to the Blue Jays from the Korean League. He was the MVP. I mean, this is crazy. Devin Williams got a 3-year, $51 million deal.
That's an overpay as well.
That's an overpay.
Considering his season with the Yankees.
I'm just surprised that there are so many multi-year deals for what I would consider mid level players, guys who will, they'll contribute, but they're not guys. They're guys who you probably could have just held out like we've seen in years past and gotten that 1-year contract.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just surprising to me. I'm a little shocked. It also kind of gets me like maybe something's been happening behind the scenes that it's not going to be as doom and gloom as we thought, but I doubt it. But
yeah, I guess, or certain GMs are deciding they can't operate their business this way, worrying about something that may or may not happen, even though it looks likely. So you don't want to be caught with your pants down, which I'm afraid Jed Hoyer and the Cubs might be on the other side of that, considering they have nobody signed except for Dansby Swanson past this season. But conspicuously, it seems very coincidental that happens to be all those contracts run out in 2026 for most of their squad. But we'll get to that.
Post-game show is brought to you by Christ, I can't find it. The hell with it.
One guy poured beer all over my head. The guy said, how can you take that? I said, look, that man didn't do nothing. He poured some beer on my head. He's just showing he's a White Sox fan. There ain't nothing wrong with that.
Sparky, a million thanks for, as always, the most interesting interview. And now today, let's just have a lot of thrilling baseball and not so many fisticuffs.
Word Hole Media.